Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be showcasing the deck I got 8th place at Italian Open. We were like 470 players. I played 9 rounds of Swiss and I got a 7-1-1 record. I drew against Burner Camera and then I lost against Flounderies. Then I played a bunch of different decks like Fire Kings, Vanadium, Runic Bestial, Runic Orchest. I don't think I played like 2 Fire Kings and then everything and Kashira and every other deck was like a different one. So yeah, I felt like I was gonna play Brandon, but then I felt like every other deck in the format was gonna be like a lower, like a weaker deck. So I just played a deck with the best engine. I felt like I had the best engine, so I just went to Red Case. Played 3 Hydrant. You probably need 3 now. You can get away with 2. I just don't know. I haven't really tested it, so I didn't know if two were gonna be enough. I just felt like with 3 I was gonna be a lot safer. Then I played the 1 airlifter, the 2 preventer, turbulence, and I played the impulse engine. Like I said, with every other deck, really felt bad to play, like really weak. And these ones they really pull you ahead against most mid-range decks. If this one resolves, you're so far ahead because you summon this and then you get the iron off and then you add whatever you need, or you can get the honestly you can even get the Rifter, sorry, or you can even get the iron depending on what you need. I feel like against most decks, if this resolves, is really far ahead. The deck is really good. They go in second if you draw engine. So if you start with this and then even if you don't hand trap them, you just play with your engine, you're probably gonna win. You can use everything to clear the board and then you stick a turbulence, you set 4. That's just really hard to come back to. So a lot of decks they do have decent amount of follow up, but this one kills it. Just summon this, set 4, then you reborn the you reborn the hydrant, and then you have extinguish contain. You can summon the preventer, book something. It's just way too powerful. If this results go in second after you clear the board, you're just gonna win, no matter what. I didn't play Fire Attack in the main deck. I feel like it was another quote unquote brick card you don't really want to draw. It's pretty good against some matchups where the impulse is gonna naturally you're gonna trigger the Fire Attacker as soon as it hits the board. Where this one sometimes they can play around it and just pop it or banish it before you can actually use its effect. But if you trade with this, I think it's fine. So the Fire Attack is probably decent. Going second if you want to draw your side deck. But even then, I still feel like this one just puts 2 bodies on the field, which is more than enough that you need to have to win. Most of the time. And then for the spells and traps, this is just standard. I feel like if you play Max Consistency with like 1-for-1 and everything, you can probably try to play it with 2 alert in the deck because this one with 1 hydrant and alert you just combo. Like I said, I didn't really test the deck, but we could probably find a way to play more with the one of this. Even though it kind of feels tricky at times, because if you don't draw it with the hydrant, it's kind of shit. But if you play max hydrant in your deck, you're probably gonna see it and have it on the board most of the time. And then going second, this one is crazy because like they try to stop the airlifter as much as they can, and then if you draw this with your hydrant stuff, then you just win. Like there's no way you lose. And then for the Snake Eye Double Star Engine, I just played the max of it. I was playing 2v4, which was the correct ratio. I feel like it kind of sucks if you draw them in pair, and I did draw them. I did even draw 3 of them in one of my match. But you need them. You just have to start some way. I think your engine is way too powerful to not even to play one of these. 2 is fine probably. I just felt like 3 was like needed. I play 42, so maybe if you play like 40, you can cut down to 2. And then for the non-engine entrap wise, I played 3 Ash, 3 Drolls, and then 3 Imperms. I feel like Ash and Imperms were like auto include. They're just too generic not to play. And then this one could have been either Droll or Vader. I feel like Nibiru wasn't really needed. But Droll, with this version of the deck, where you just start with Witch most of the time or Double Star Engine. And then that combo just loses to Droll if you don't draw the Turbulence. And against Fire Kings, whether they played the Snake Eye Ash stuff or not, this one is really powerful. It's just summon Ponix, they set the field spell, and then you just roll them, and then they're just fucked. They can play around it if they normal summon their Vata or whatever, but as I feel like most of the time this was gonna be good enough, and then it clears a lot of other random matchups like the Meridian stuff, any convoy stack with the Aura stuff in it, which I thought more people are gonna be on it. And then some runic decks they can lose to this, like the runic beastal ones. Like you can do stuff in the draw phase, but then if you have to go coral and whatever, you're just gonna lose. You're just gonna lose value if I draw you. So yeah. You could probably play Veiler instead of this, but I felt like Veiler was not too great against most of this stuff. It was kind of better, obviously better versus Labyrinth, but I had my side deck for Labyrinth, so I felt like maybe draw was gonna be good enough. I didn't really draw it. When I did, it was under shifter, so I couldn't really say for sure. And then Tripros, the Rota. I just have to play this now. There's no way you play two of these. Like even if you go above 40, you still gonna have to play three of these. I feel like. And then last two cards with like two enemy control. I'm at 42. You can just cut this outright, but I felt like I needed something else to go second. And to break boards. This is obviously really powerful in the mirror match, and even against Fire King is really good. You can seal their stuff, and then you can make Ita and Link Climb, which is really good again, going second. I never really draw this. When I did, I was going first. I just discarded it, so I couldn't really say for sure how good it was. It was either this or Talents. I felt like I needed one of them. Maybe Talent was gonna like would have been better, but like I said, I didn't enjoy it enough to know. I just felt like this was good in most of my matchups, and then you just go inside. If you draw like Impulse and this go in second with like a one card, like either a piece of your other engine, you just win. Just trade with Impulse, and on your turn, trade another card with the enemy controller, you just win. And then for the extra deck, it's fairly standard. The Typhon, which you have to play, the Access Code, and the Appaloosa. I didn't summon this once. I just feel like it's pretty. I did summon it once, but it wasn't really good. I feel like you can still play it against Fire Kings. If you have no way to answer the island, I feel like this is really powerful because they have to go through, unless they go normal Arvata, like I said, they have to go through a lot of their effects to get bodies on the field to clear this. If you make a 2400 attack once and then you just kill whatever they summon the first time, this can deal with everything else. So it loses to talents, obviously, but yeah. And you have this soul, which I try to end on turn one. But if you make your board, then you stick an soul on it, and then you draw two cards. Even if you just draw engine, you just kind of lose. Yeah. Unless you die, of course. And then the Celine, the double SP, the Sunlight Wolf IP, the double Charmers, and then I played this one for the Itso combo going first, and then going second is pretty good because most people don't expect it. You go Link Kuribo, and then they think you're gonna go for SP, and then you go this, and you bounce something, and then you can make SP afterwards. So it just clears a lot. I never really actually used it going second. I was banishing with prosperity most of the time. But it's pretty good because if there's some hands where you cannot make the Sunlight Wolf, if you have to play around entraps, then so you have to make this with the Link Kuribo and something else, and then you reborn the Hydrant and you make it so that way. And then the Phoenix, this was the last card I added to my extra deck. I had like 2 minutes left to submit my deck list, and I didn't really know what to put because I didn't test the deck. But it was either Boron, because I felt like some people were playing it because you can reborn the witch and then you normally hand trap, you make Boron, and then you can play after that. You reborn the witch from somebody's graveyard. I was like, there's no way that comes up, and it did come up only once, but I didn't lose because of it. This is definitely has to be Almirage now. I don't know why I didn't play it because if you draw the Hydrant, just the Hydrant, it just it's all one card. It's all you have to play Almirage. This one is ass. I didn't actually use it once. I banished with Plus most of the time, and then the two Link ones. Nobody plays into this. But most like good players don't play into this, but it's your X deck space is so big that you might as well just play it. For the side, 3-bell. I was kind of worried about Lab a little bit at least. I feel like it was a safe pick to play in this tournament, but that I didn't see it once. So yeah. And then this goes in against Fire Kings as well because they have to go through Kirin or like Arvata to most of their combos, and then this one is really hard to play around. I feel like if you have to resolve Kirin at some point, even going second is really good because Kirin is a big part of their interruption in your turn. Just clear the Kirin. If you negate the Kirin, then they don't summon level 7. They don't have the level 8. Sorry, they don't have the Xyz access. It does a lot. I won my last run because of it. Other than that, I never really used it because against the other Vikings, I didn't enjoy it. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think you have to play it most side decks now. And then I played 3 Book of the Caves, which I never used because they were intended for Pearly and the Centurion deck. Because the Centurion deck is just an FTK deck. If you don't answer the board, you're just gonna lose. And this is one of the best cards for it, and it overlaps with Pearly. So, which I felt like, even though he got hit, there's a lot of good Italian players who like to play Pearly. So I was like, I'm just gonna respect the deck. And then that randomly overlaps with other stuff like Chimera or something. Like you can use it against other random decks, but I never really used it. And then the 2 Cosmics and the Duster. I don't think, maybe should have been 3 Cosmics. I don't know. I was kind of afraid of runic decks with the Bestial Sprite or whatever, or Furaria stuff, because this deck doesn't really answer back row that much. Thank God, because this is the only thing that it doesn't do. And then this one just does it on your own turn as well if you need it. So, and on your opponent's turn. I just wanted to have Cosmic somewhere in my deck list. So, and then I played the 3 Evenlies for going second against the mirror match, and against Kashira, which I know a lot of good players were playing. And then it's pretty good against Despair if they don't play the puppet lock, which is, I don't know, most people do that, but if they don't, this just clears the whole board. This is just crazy against them. And a lot of like weaker combo decks, they end on 1 negate. So if you just trade with the negate with the imperm, the enemy controller, whatever, you just evilly them and then you win. And against the mirror match, they just lose some of their cards, which is what you really need, because then you can grind them off. You can grind harder if you make them lose their traps. So I felt like it was pretty good, better than the Storm and Avedasta, because they just lose to the card I'm gonna show you next, which is the Anti-Spell. I think it was either this or Judgment. The cool thing about the Anti-Spell is that against most decks, even if they don't draw the board breaker, and against runic stuff, the Anti-Spell does a lot more. They need to play with their spells, and against Branded, I was really afraid of Branded as well. You could just stick this going first, they just auto lose. And then against like the Fire King, for example, they cannot play through this. If they go, they have to go through Kirin from their hand. The pop Runic summons the Kirin, Spot pops the Kirin, and they summon it. They have to use every single monster effect they have to just clear this, and then you have all your other stuff. So it was really nice. The only time I actually managed to combo and stick it on the field, it got even lead. I got even lead, but I just kept this, and I was just winning anyway. I see a lot of people switching to Evilise right now, so maybe for the next event, the Judgment probably is going to be better. But yeah, I'm just going to have to see and test it. And so shout outs to my team, and shout out to Nash for driving us home so late. You're the GOAT.